Hey, this is Dr. Peter Terzop, and just wanted to do this video. I was asked about doing a video on veteran service work and also fundraising, and I can't, I'm just one person of many people that do this, and so I just throwing some ideas out here. And a couple of the things that I look at is people want to donate and they want to help veterans, and I think that's very important. I think that it's also important that people find something to do. In other words, it could be kids, seniors, a specific cause, as long as you have a passion for it and you want to put time and energy, because you only have so much time and energy and resources to do things. So find something that works for you. In my case, I like to do a lot for veterans, which also helps their families, seniors, youth, things of that nature. And having said that, that really takes up most of my time. Looking at that, it's good to find other people that are interested in what you do. That helps you not only to obviously do the work, but to know what to do. Awareness is part of it. Who do you want to help? What group are you doing this for? And the more people that know what you do or how you help will actually be able to reach out and say, hey, this person is here and this person's there. These are their needs. Maybe you can help them as well. They also help you fundraise. And so there's a lot of pluses there. When you look at how do you give to an organization, you have several things. One, you have resources, you have monies, and most importantly, you have time. And so you may say, well, I don't have time to give back, but I want to donate money so that other people with time can go out and do these things. That's very important. Having said that, it's equally important if someone says, I really don't have a lot of money, maybe I'm on disability or disabled American veteran, but I do have time to give back. That's equally as important as well. You can go help raise money through other people. You can go actually visit people, do things. For example, we had one of the veterans in our American Legion Post 42 made the point of saying, I want to go to seniors in the nursing homes, and it didn't cost anything other than driving there, okay, time. And that's a good program, and it's something positive. Another one wanted to do some things with law enforcement, veterans that are in law enforcement, and that's a positive as well. So they raised money, and now they're doing a scholarship for a veterans kid going to college, and so that's what they wanted to do. So finding the interest of people and what they want to do is very important, and what they want to put their time into. That doesn't mean you can't have certain things that you like to do in certain programs, but there's certain things that some people don't want to do, and maybe ask them what they want to do and then expand your group or what you do. For example, recently American Legion Post 42 worked with St. Vincent de Paul for a clothing program for disabled veterans or homeless veterans, and that's more of a regional program. Also, Night at the End, during especially the cold months, are there veterans who do not have a place? They're homeless, or there's some issue with their housing situation. Can we help them transition into more permanent housing? Can we give them temporary relief? And that was Night at the End, more with Bethany Haven, and again, that's more of a regional deal. So it's little programs like that that do make an impact, a big one in individual lives, but you meet a lot of good people along the way that not only can help you with finding those veterans and their families that need that support, but maybe they help with other things. For example, our post does a lot with Kentucky Boys State, which is a leadership and civics program for juniors going into their senior year in that summer. There's 1 week training, and 49 out of 50 states have this. It's a big deal, and it rolls up into the 50 states, or the 49 programs roll up into Boys and Girls Nation, and they get to meet the president, the White House, and it's a pretty significant deal. And it also has good resume building. Sometimes there's financial deals with it. There's just a lot of positives from that, and they get to meet a lot of motivated young future leaders. So it's a great program. But because maybe you talk to these groups on these issues and you have legitimacy, then you can also move over here and they'll help you with something else. Or maybe there's a veteran or non-veteran that has juniors in high school, and this is the break that you may not help the veteran as much because of money issues, but you can help their kid be more successful. And that goes for non-veterans as well. The other issue is about fundraising, is that a lot of groups, the new trend is that there's veterans or people who want to help veterans that are raising money to pay themselves salaries, but they do some good. There's some corporation kind of like things like nonprofits, but they have big overheads. They have big buildings, payroll, salaries, and all that. This is the nature of the beast. Do they do some good? Yes. You need to look at their overall percents. And even when you look at that, there's one that I remember where they paid themselves money, they pay some other people money, then they put that under a certain category and how they advertise and solicit. And by the time you get done, you're like, wow, they give like 85% of their money back. In reality, they don't. And they, when you start looking at what they do some good, and it's better than nothing, but they do have employment. They do secure their jobs with this. And so you have to put that in context. Is the work they do and accomplish worth the money that they're getting paid individually? So is it a self-serving thing, or is it something that truly is making impact? And you have to make that decision yourself. The question then becomes is, do you want to impact things by national organizations, regional, state, or state, regional, or local? So for example, there are some state groups that some veterans, typically younger veterans, who will set up a charity, and they will sit there and start looking at how that pays them, how it pays their expenses, and things like that. There are some older organizations that are well established, and they have similar issues. Sometimes they have a building or they have a bar, and they have similar issues as well. So just because something's been around doesn't exactly mean it's doing a great job. It just means that it's survived. And out of all the groups that were there, they're the ones that survived. So it doesn't always mean good things. In my local area, we always say at Post 42 that we strive to give back 100% of the monies, and I believe we achieve that. I mean, we have to pay insurance out of pocket sometimes. Well, we also advocate you directly helping veterans, which in essence is helping our percent go up, but we don't run it through the post finances. Having said that, we also say that while we strive to give 100% back, others struggle to give 10%, or others struggle to give 10% of money raised, we strive to give 100% back. And that should always be the goal. But we don't pay people, we don't have a bar, we don't give people free benefits or pay them to do volunteer work. They're not paid volunteers. So there's a lot of differences with how we see things. We also have more of a focus on local, state, and nation and international. For example, we have the Legion Overseas Deployment where we go overseas to serve veterans. Say at Naval Station Guantanamo Bay was the last group we went, and we typically help anywhere from 40 to 60 veterans with their disability claims. It's just not a lot of resources there. Obviously, it's limited, and so we go down there as volunteers to do that. So that's one of our international missions. Nationally, there's a lot of different projects going on statewide, Boy State, a lot of different legislation type initiatives. We try to push a variety of things, and then locally, obviously St. Vincent de Paul and other things like that. So you kind of make your own path there if you're a volunteer, and you should put together a short or a small list of things you want to do. You can't boil the ocean, so just take a cup of water and boil that effectively, and you're going to change a lot of lives, and it's going to get bigger and better every time. Having said that, do watch where you give your money. It's very, very important. There's a number of people that use this as a charity as a way of income or a way of life. Even if it's subtle things or graft or a little bit, it is real and it does happen, and it's very disgusting, and it should be prosecuted. I personally had people prosecuted or kicked out for such things in organizations I've seen. So, but it doesn't hurt if you want to give to those people. Just make sure that you really check out and vet an organization before you do things. There's some ideas. If anyone ever wants to call, my phone number is 502-233-4585. My name is Peter. My last name is T-R-Z-O-P. I'm on Facebook. You can email me at pterzop, T-R-Z-O-P, @hotmail.com, or you can even contact me, I think, on YouTube. So I appreciate that, and good luck. And I do appreciate the topic and the idea. It's just some things to help people get, if they want to volunteer or if they want to donate and help veteran groups. Thank you, and best of luck.